Hi, welcome to Badger Boost. I'm Badger. That's my caboose. This is my dog. And that's my bridge. I'm going to show you what I did to get to this level, or at least tell you what I did to get to this level. And hopefully, this episode, I'll show you me setting this bridge. So stay tuned, I guess. Well, sorry about the poor lighting. It is 6:19 a.m. I've been out here for a little bit, and it is the sun isn't even up yet. It is August 21st, 2022. So let me tell you what I did. I want a bridge because I've got paths through my property, four-wheeler paths really, and there's no way to go across the creek without driving through the creek, and I think that's maybe illegal, I don't know. But I don't like it because if something leaks, it drips right into the creek. That's a big freaking no-no. So here's what I did. I went down to my local steel shop and I bought me, and I told them what I wanted. I wanted some I-beam, and they had some used I-beam, used steel, and I had them chop it up to the length that I specified, which is about 2.5 foot long by 6 foot wide. Had them welded because I could have, but it was just easier. And I had to make 2 of these. Then they had some other steel, other I-beam right here, and they had about, 80 or 100 foot of it, and I told them to cut it down. I want 2 30-foot links. They cut it down. I made sure it was all welded together. I mean, welded a good solid piece. That's what I mean. And then I brought it up here. I got a concrete slab about 50 foot long, and it's flat and level. So I laid these suckers on the concrete slab, put these on top, measured how wide I wanted, which was 6 foot from here to the outside edge, welded them together, had my neighbor come with his with his front end loader, flipped it upside down, put it next to the building so I could finish working on it. So then, sorry about the poor editing. I'm kind of rusty right now because it's been a minute. So then what I did, I bought some 2-inch angle iron right here, and I took some boards and I placed it where I wanted, clamped it down, and down the length of the 30-foot length of my bridge, I welded inside and out, alternating inside and out every about 3 inches. And that way I can slide my planks of wood right underneath it. Now that isn't all the support I'm going to have for it to flop up. This is kind of a precursor, and I think I'm going to bolt like at least half of my planks down to the base so it doesn't shift and shimmy and bounce up and stuff. So anyway, put this angle iron on. I took some rebar, got about 4 10-foot lengths, and then I welded those because I wanted some cross bracing to kind of keep it from shifting, because it's 2 30-foot lengths, and I just wanted to make a little bit more, I don't know, security, stability, basically. I didn't want it really flexing a whole lot. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of weight on here. I mean, I'm talking like a lawnmower, maybe some 3-wheelers and a 4-wheeler maybe, just maybe a UTV in the future. But, you know, that's all I got. Next I'm going to cut down some lumber, and that's going to be an expensive endeavor because I need 6-foot lengths, so I'm going to have to buy 12-foot boards, and it's going to take a bunch. But I also want to paint them because I want it painted top and bottom to keep any kind of, I don't want it to deteriorate. I need the paint to kind of hold it, keep it encapsulated. So, that's just the way it is. Also, took some rattle canned up and down the lengths, kind of made it a quasi camouflage. I kind of like it. It's going to look good down there. So, anyway, let's get in the shed and we'll see what else I'm doing. So, after I got all my support braces, my legs built for my bridge, all welded together, my angle iron across the top, next is to, well, cut down some planks so I have a decking for my bridge. So, went and bought some 12 foot 2x8s. I figure that'll be good enough to drive a riding lawnmower across. If not, I'll beef it up underneath. But until then, this is what we got. So I'm going to cut these down and make sure they fit. Maybe do a little trimming in it if I need to. I got plenty of leeway underneath, so I know they won't just fall through. But I'm just going to cut one, go out there, make sure it fits right, and if it does, then I'll use it as a template for the rest of them, cut them all down, and then on to the next step. Here we go. Looks good. Oh, by the way, that's a free saw. Whenever I bought my Boost, had a couple hand tools in it, a couple power tools. Heck, plugged it in, tried it, it works. I'm going to use it. Save me a good $100 or I don't even know how much they are because I already got one. What I did, after I cut all these boards down, I stacked them into a few separate piles, straight up and down, and I painted around the edge. I want the ends and the sides, I want the whole board, like I said, encapsulated. And if I didn't say it, because I've taken many takes, and I forget what I say in which take and which one I'm not sure I'm not going to use. So, anyway, and I painted the top a couple of them. You can see a couple are green on the top. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint this, and I picked all these boards out, and this is the worst side, and it's going to be the bottom. So then I'll flip them over after they dry overnight, maybe a day or two, and then I'll paint the tops. Then we'll start sliding them in and heck, bolting them on, and heck, bridge will be ready. Anyway, watching me paint is probably better, just as good as watching paint dry, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up and we'll get back to you when we're done. Alright, so I've got the bridge set where I want it. I drove some rebar, 1/2 inch big, about 8 foot in the ground. Per what my brother said, you want to do that to solidify it so it don't wash down. Well, I really don't want it to wash down the creek. I haven't ever saw it get over knee high, but doesn't mean it ain't gonna happen. You know, we get a wet year, this thing be in the next county. Well, at least down there, and I don't want it. I want it here. So I drove some rebar down. I poured some bags of concrete into the holes. Put dirt on top of it. I got everything. I got the planks put on, at least slid in. You saw some of them were in place. Well, I decided I'm going to bolt in the rest of them, or at least every other one. I'm going to drill me a couple holes and hopefully this thing will be over. Be done. And then I'll drive across it and be able to get to the other side of my property and enjoy it even more. That way I can, the reason I put this bridge was so I could mow my trails, so I could ride 3-wheelers and go-karts and go running if I wanted to, because I'm kind of a eccentric like that, I guess. Anyway, let's get these holes drilled and be done with this thing. Alright, well, I went in here, got my little piece of angle iron to keep a gap in there, so I don't know if the boards will swell or not. Probably not, since most of these are treated. Some of them aren't, but they're all painted all the way around. But in case they swell from the sun or something, I don't want them to warp like dramatically bad. So I leave a little gap in between them, and I centered the board side to side, just kind of by feel. Just put my finger in there, feel the gap. Make sure there's enough gap on each side to give it some play. I'm just gonna drill me a hole down through here and put a bolt through it and call it good. I'll do my little, I'll measure. I see my camera's wiggling. Sorry, you are on a bridge and it is kind of, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say loose, it's just got some give to it. I don't care if it is strong I-beam. Anyway, measure where my bolt hole is. Measure this one. Put it right about, I'd say the same spot. Drill down through it. I'll tell you something. These are cobalt bits, and I bought this drill just for this purpose, and it is it's a pretty damn good drill. Leave a note in the comments and tell me if you want me to do like reviews and stuff. That way I can tell you what I think of what I got and what I get to do what I'm doing. I already learned on the other holes, if you just go like all out, all the way, and that sucker bites, that'll break your damn wrist, and it'll throw your shoulder out of place. I'll tell you what, one time it took my hand clear over here, and I was like, oh! So be cautious, you know. It's about getting results. It ain't about getting hurt. So anyway, that's pretty good. I've wore out some bits, like 3 or 4 already, doing half the bridge. So what I've been doing, I've been taking my bridge, or buy a new bit and do a pilot hole, and then come with my bigger bit that my bolt actually fits in, and then finish her out. There's that. I've got one boogered up bolt. Make sure it fits down in there. Slide my bolt in there. And wouldn't you know it, I forgot my damn washer and nut. And I'll grab it real quick. Anyway, I'll put a nut on there, washer and nut, draw it back down, go to the other side, bolt it in place, and I will, before winter sets in, come in through here, and if you can see, this bolt has been painted. I painted all the boards all the way around, and then I came by and painted over the bolts so water doesn't seep in there also, so it kind of got a seal. Anyway, I'm going to grab me a washer and a bolt, or a nut. I'm going to polish this old bridge up, hopefully today. So, I'll do a recap here in just a second. Eccentricity is expensive. One man can do it, another man can, but if you got help, it goes way faster. Thanks to my dad for loaning me a tool. Thanks for my brother for coming out and helping me polish this off. Thanks for my nephew coming out, helping dig a holes you know. It took me a long time to get this done. Could I have done it by myself? Yes. Would it take longer? Exponentially. Probably another month, actually. But I got her whipped. It's finished. It's done. I got me a bridge. Burnt me up another drill bit or two, putting in those bolt holes. So I need to get another drill bit and polish off like 3 more holes, and I'll be done. One man can do it, or if one person can do it, another person can. Badger out.